Donald Trump, never one to shy away from a grand promise, recently declared that he could tackle America's childcare crisis with tariffs. Yes, tariffs. Those little taxes on imported goods that Trump seems to think are magic money trees. His claim is that by raising tariffs, the government will rake in tons of cash, which can then be directly funneled into making childcare cheaper. Sounds simple, right? Well, as with most things Trump, the devil is in the very, very sparsely populated details. Tariffs, in the simplest terms, are like border walls for goods. When a foreign company wants to sell something in the US, a tariff slaps an extra tax on that product, making it more expensive. Trump's logic is that these taxes will discourage Americans from buying foreign stuff, boosting American businesses and creating jobs. The extra money collected from tariffs, he argues, can then be used to fund various programs, like his proposed childcare subsidies. Here's the catch. Tariffs rarely work the way they're intended. They are often touted as a way to protect domestic industries and create jobs, but the reality is far more complex and often counterproductive. Firstly, those extra costs from tariffs, they don't just disappear, they get passed down to consumers like a hot potato. This means that the prices of everyday goods, from groceries to electronics, see a noticeable increase. That means everything from clothes to cars gets more expensive, hurting American families, the very people Trump claims to help. The increased costs can strain household budgets, making it harder for families to make ends meet. Secondly, when other countries see the US playing the tariff game, they often retaliate with tariffs of their own, hurting American exporters and potentially triggering trade wars. This tit-for-tat escalation can lead to a significant reduction in international trade. Remember the whole trade war with China? It led to increased tensions and economic uncertainty, affecting not just businesses but also consumers. Yeah, not exactly a roaring success. The trade war resulted in empty store shelves, closed factories, and a noticeable economic downturn. The intended benefits of tariffs often get overshadowed by these negative consequences, making it clear that the economic reality of tariffs is far from straightforward. Section 4. Where's the plan, Donald? Trump's grand tariff plan suffers from a fatal flaw, a severe lack of specifics. Despite the bold claims and grandiose promises, the details remain frustratingly elusive. He hasn't explained how much tariffs would be raised, on what goods, or the criteria for selecting these goods. The ambiguity leaves businesses and consumers in a state of uncertainty. Moreover, there's no clear outline on how exactly this supposed windfall of tariff revenue would be collected and distributed to families needing childcare assistance. The lack of transparency raises questions about the plan's effectiveness. It's all just vague promises and hand-waving, a tactic Trump seems particularly fond of. Without concrete details, these promises remain just that, promises. A tactic Trump seems particularly fond of. Without a detailed plan, it's impossible to assess the feasibility of his proposal. The lack of specifics makes it difficult to gauge the real impact. It's impossible to assess the feasibility of his proposal or its potential impact on the economy. Analysts and economists are left to speculate, which only adds to the confusion. The potential impact on the economy remains a big question mark. Without a clear plan, the uncertainty could lead to market instability and affect everyday families. Section 5. The urgent need for a real solution. The high cost of childcare is a real problem for millions of American families, and it deserves a real solution, not just another one of Trump's off-the-cuff pronouncements. Families across the nation are struggling to make ends meet, and the burden of expensive childcare only adds to their stress and financial strain. Instead of relying on tariffs, which are as economically sound as a chocolate fire escape, we need comprehensive policies that address the root causes of this crisis, such as low wages in the childcare sector, lack of affordable options, and inadequate government support. Childcare workers, who play a crucial role in the development of our children, are often underpaid and undervalued. This not only affects their quality of life, but also impacts the quality of care they can provide. Only then can we ensure that all American families have access to quality, affordable childcare, allowing parents to work and children to thrive. By investing in our childcare infrastructure, we can create a system that supports both families and workers. This means higher wages for childcare providers, more affordable options for parents, and increased government funding to ensure that no family is left behind. It's time for a real solution that addresses the needs of all stakeholders and paves the way for a brighter future for our children.